Salut à tous, c'est Nathaly Bejarano qui vous parle et aujourd'hui je vais vous parler sur ma expérience dans les pratiques. Je suis en 9e semestre de langues étrangères à l'UCEVA et je vais vous montrer mon travail et ma expérience, un peu de ça et pourquoi ça a été très important pour moi comme personne, comme étudiant et comme futur enseignant.
C'est l'établissement éducatif Manuel Antonio San Clemente. C'est une institution publique située dans le quartier de Carmelo à Guadalajara de Buga. Je fais mon stage dans le campus principal en 6e année. J'ai 2 salles, 600 et 62. Mes élèves ont entre 10 et 14 ans, soit au total 62 élèves, soit la moitié des hommes et la moitié des femmes. Mes cours ont lieu les mardis et mercredis de 8h30 à 10h30 du matin. For me, it has been a very beautiful and meaningful experience, since I not only have students who must reach a certain level of English and who must learn certain subjects. I am in charge of valuable people that make me feel happy and make me return to childhood a little, because they remind me of the time of innocence and happiness. I consider that the time of practices is extremely important, since the theory is not complete if we do not take into the field of work. To perform as good professionals is essential to train, and this period is vital. I have also learned a lot along with my professor Sandra Galindez and my advisor Leonardo Prada, who with their experience have given me their hand in this process. My final work is related to my practice regarding the use of CLIL, soft approach, since this approach allows 2 things to be learned at the same time. A thematic logically for educational purposes, but at the same time is focused on the foreign language. In this sense, reviewing the curriculum suggested by the Ministry of National Education, it can be shown that it has the essence of soft CLIL approach, because it suggests topics such as health and personal care, coexistence, among others. All this in order for the students to learn both, but to emphasize more in the language. As a teacher, I have felt happy. I feel that I'm doing my job very well. I have learned a lot about management of the class, that it was what I was worried most at first. The need for my children to learn has forced me to seek my necessary resources. When you love teaching, you do everything for your students and think for them, to the point of seeing materials in a store and immediately thinking that it could be useful for some activities with them. Within the classrooms, there are no serious problems, socially speaking. There is simply the typical indiscipline of some students, but most are quite educated, although it is also worth noting the lack of interest and attention deficit. I have noticed that many times they are apparently paying attention, but in reality they do not. Then I decided to ask questions randomly throughout the class, and so they stay more focused. Regarding the problems I had, the first was my fear the first day. I had never taught classes and I had forgotten the atmosphere that is handled in school. I am more used to share with adults, but thank God I felt very good. I felt supported by the head teacher who always offered me her hand. Besides this, at the beginning, I prepared a class that did not really give me time because the students at this age still manage things very calmly, and it was something that I had also forgotten. It is difficult to count on the materials since they do not have technological aids, only a systems room, but it is always busy, so I have to get my own tools. Another difficulty is that the students did not follow the instructions in English. I tried to make gestures to sign them, but it was not possible, so I opted to explain them in English and go translating at the same time so they become familiar. I believe that the weekly time implemented compared to the goals of the Ministry of National Education does not coincide. Sincerely, it is not enough to have only 2 hours per week per group. The methodology I chose was presentation, practice, and production. I think it is the most appropriate because it allows students to practice before they are evaluated, while they memorize what they have been taught and thus better understand how the subject works. I have noticed a difference in the attitude of students who are more interested, and therefore their level has improved. At first, many people were afraid of English and being judged, but over time they could see that I am there to help them and teach them and not to attack them. Now they work more as a team and they also teach each other. There is more solidarity. Additionally, they talk and participate in the exercises in front of their classmates, which was difficult to achieve. And finally, they express their reading ideas better since the use of personal information and their likes was implemented on many occasions so that they would trust more in their abilities speaking about a topic they know well. In conclusion, the teaching practices are a training and reflection space, one of the most important in the educational process, in which not only the practicing and his students learn, but also their teachers, a space that should be used to the fullest and that should be valued.